Grihastha is the pillar or the spine of the entire society as laid down by our rishis. So, Grihastha Jivan, you have to take care of everyone and everybody, everything around you, including the brahmacharis, vanprasth, and sannyasis. That was the duty given to the Grihastha, that they were the pillars of the society. The entire society dependent on the Grihastha, for which they had to follow four purusharth. Purusharth means goal of life. First was dharma. Arth was the second. Dharma is what is to be done, should be done. Okay. And also duties, literally, loosely it means duties. Second, arth. Arth means to earn wealth, enough wealth to sustain all the other three ashrams. Okay. Dharma, arth, Kama, and moksha. Kama is fulfilling all the desires of life. This is the ashram where you fulfill all the desires by the wealth that you earned through dharma, okay, through the righteous means. And moksha is going towards moksha yourself, not only yourself, but taking your kids towards it. And this is such a big topic, probably we'll distribute into 2 or 3 sessions. So first we'll talk about dharma. So what is dharma? And I have already spoken about this very many times, that what you're supposed to do is dharma, what you're not supposed to do is adharma, and it can vary on situations and people around you. Okay, so to take care of everybody, not only your children, like duties towards your children, but duty towards others' children and others' parents, whoever comes in your vicinity, should be your responsibility. Whatever you can do from your samarthya, that means your affordability or capacity. Okay, this has to be understood very deeply, and somehow we have failed as a grihastha to take care of people who are in brahmacharya ashram and vanprastha ashram as in this day and age. That's why children are also suffering, getting into anxiety, depression, or getting abused, and seniors are also not finding good place to live, or they are also going into loneliness and depression. It is very commonly increasing in the society. And I just want to share an experience with you. Recently somebody shared with me, I was literally disgusted with whatever had happened. Somebody shared with me, and I feel this will also increase your awareness. So I was counseling somebody. I do a lot of individual counseling. So this lady was sort of sexually abused, not but some inappropriate touch happened with her, which lasted with her for a long time, and because of which she was always aware of her surroundings, and she was very cautious in a gathering or somewhere, right? So she had gone through that experience in the childhood. And she did not share this with anybody, and she now in her 40s. She went to a family gathering where 8 or 10 families come. She saw host's brother touching inappropriately to another child, okay, another 13-14-year-old child, inappropriate touch. She was very disturbed because she has experienced that herself, and all the memories came back. Then she discussed that with her husband, but her husband told her not to discuss this with anybody. Why? Because their relationship with the host may get disturbed, and just to leave it, not to discuss with anybody. And I was so disgusted with their decision. Like, she was just narrating this to me. She could have easily informed parent or the mother of the child that she saw this, and probably this could have been escalated to the host as well. Rather than, they chose not to talk to the host, but rather to, so that the relationship is not spoiled, and they did not follow dharma in protecting that child. What would you have done in that situation? Think for yourself. You don't have to answer this, but what would you have done? What was your dharma in that case, right? This is one example. I probably would have talked to the mother of the child and also told her, if you want me to be present when you talk to the host, I'll be there. I don't care about my relationship with anybody, but protecting the child is my first dharma, even though it's not my child. You understand how and where we fail things? We put a blind eye to things, and we all have probably done this. Not gossiping, it's about informing, it's about protecting. If you find something which is not right, something adharmic going on which is not right, it must be your duty to inform. Not only in the personal space, in the workspace. They're called whistleblowers. That's your responsibility as a grihastha. Second, a very common scenario I want to share, and this also people have shared with me, that's why I'm sharing with you many times, and this is very common. And it's not like doesn't look like a big deal, but I feel it's a very big lack on our side, that there's a husband and wife. So husband says he can take care of his parents, but he thinks that wife's parents are not his responsibility. It's wife's brother's responsibility. And if the brother doesn't take care of the husband or is not that responsible, still the husband doesn't allow the wife take care of her parents. That I'll take care of my parents, but your parents is your brother's responsibility, and you should also not step so much into it. Why your brother is not taking care of it? And I've heard this many times. That is also a dharmic. Parents or somebody else's parent, your cousin's parents, anybody, doesn't matter. Whatever capacity you can do for them, do. That's your responsibility too. If you know something is going wrong with them, you must step up to help such people. That's where we actually draw boundaries sometimes, that, oh, it's not my responsibility. But it should not be like that. Sometimes it doesn't take that much money or effort from our part to do things for others. It's just a mindset that why should I do? The ego comes in between. And this can be a major cause of conflict in between husband and wife also. That's what I've seen. So we are talking about dharma, what should be done, what should not be done. So there are two aspects. One is brahmacharya ashram, one is the brahmaprastha ashram. Responsibility and doing dharma towards these two stages of life is also grihastha. And I'm sharing very contemporary examples. It depends on you how much trouble you want to take. I would probably take a harder route, which I have done before. I never paid anything. One time what happened, this is another personal experience. I was going to India for the first time. My daughter was 8 months old. I was going alone. And I had taken a seat for her also. So I had 4 luggages, 2 for me, 2 for her, right? Because I was allowed to take 4 luggages. Because I was going for 2 to 3 months. I had a lot of diapers and all the baby food, a lot of things. So I had 4 luggages. And her stroller got lost at the airport. So I had to go and file a complaint alone, right? So then the officer who was noting down all the complaint, he said, what are in the 4 luggages? I said, you can open and check. No, you're taking too much, more than what you are required to take. So you may have to pay some fine. I said, no, can take those things. He wanted a bribe actually, a New Delhi airport. I said, I'm not giving you any money. I'll go through the legal process, whether you have to file my complaint. And then I said, I cannot accept this, that you're asking me all this question, goal, like round and round. He was asking me questions just to get money out. I said, you can open and check my boxes. I have no problem. But I did not give him a single pie, even though I was with a small child and she was crying and she had vomiting. Everything, like it was a very bad situation I was in. I patiently filled the form and did everything. That is one example. Okay, it depends on your grit. How much are you willing to take? I will not compromise. This is an Indian example. Now I'll give a counterpart example, Canada. When I came to Canada, I was a student. So I had to land in Toronto, and from Toronto, I had to go to Winnipeg because that's where I had my master's University of Manitoba. So before, used to have porters, like I'm talking 20-25 years back. I had to take all my luggage at the airport, hired a porter to take me through because I didn't know, I was totally lost. So he said, I'll take $20 for it. And then I had a very short time, like 15-20 minutes only to board that plane, the second one. And that was the last plane. It was reaching at the midnight. So I just told this guy, can you please hurry up a bit, because I think we have to just rush or run because my flight is at this time. Then he said, oh, you have short of time, you're making me done. You have to make it better, give me more money. So when I heard this, I just stopped. I said, you just dropped my luggage. I don't want your favor and you taking advantage of me. I'm coming to Canada for the first time, and this is you're showing how Canadians are. And then he got so embarrassed. He got so embarrassed. Said, okay, ma'am, just give me $20. I'm sorry, I don't want to take advantage of your situation. So I am that kind of person. I'll scold people right in face, no matter. I was only in my 20s that time, but I will not give a single bribe, even if it makes my life difficult. That's the grit in me. That's the determination in me. And somehow I have found good people too. It all depends on you. How much are you willing to go further? Promoting adharma, like that's into your karma, your account. That's going into your karmic journey, right? At the end of the day. That's all. It is very simple. Theory of karma is very simple. Into things for making life easier. Nobody is willing to take that trouble because nobody has time. Let's give some money and get things done. It's very easy way out. But if everybody starts doing that, that's how society becomes corrupt. Entire, and we are a part of it. Then you should not complain about corruption then, because you are even tiny little part of it, you are a part of it. Or giving into wrong stuff just because what others will think. They will think whatever they want to think about you. It doesn't matter. You don't have to get frustrated. You just have to keep calm and do your own dharma, do your duty, whatever best you can do for yourself at your level. We also don't have jurisdictions over others' actions. Like if you are an employee of an organization and you see something not get right up in the director level, or they should take different decision, but you don't have jurisdiction, not much you can do. Sometimes you cannot do a lot of things, the decision making part. When you're not involved, you're not involved. In that case, don't get frustrated. At least at your own level, what is the best you can do from your side, just do that. That's what the principle of karma yoga is. Like, do your own part given to you to the best of your ability without getting frustrated. Grihasthas have become spineless. We sometimes see so many
Right.
things going on, but we don't raise a voice because we don't want to get involved. Like I said, if you have attended the in-person sessions, Spandan, I said so many times gender-based violence happens, but people have restricted their own family members don't get involved in their family matters. Sorry, when somebody is getting abused, whether it's a wife or a child, it's not a family matter. It's a social issue. It's
Right.
everybody's responsibility. So that hat has to be on all the time, that what I see is wrong, I have to be responsible. If I look away, I'm not doing my duty. That has to be on. That awareness has to be on. And that is the purpose of my discussion. That I
Right.
cannot turn a blind eye for something going wrong with a child or an elderly person. Elder abuse is also so common, and both spectrums is our duty. That hat of a grihast, you should know it deeply what it actually means. It's not just your children, your parents, or just, it's your every moment to moment awareness. That's why we are the spine of the society. Anything going wrong, we have to take in the right direction. That's dharma. Every human being works only out of two factors: out of love or out of fear. Second, what is my duty? What can I do to the best of my ability to make their life comfortable and provide for them? Providing and protecting, these are the two responsibilities of grihast. You provide whatever you can, and then you protect them. All other ashrams, whether it's brahmacharya ashram, vanpras, or sannyas ashram, that's the role of a grihast: providing and protection. If you work on your mind, eventually you'll reach a point you'll be having no fear of your
Mhm.
own death, of the death of your loved ones. It's not difficult, but you have to work a lot on yourself. That's why the sadhana from 50 to 75, because at that time you start losing not only your parents, but eventually your siblings, your spouse, gradually. Otherwise, sometimes what happens, people cannot even accept the death and they get into depression. So that's why at that time it's more time for sadhana, more intense sadhana, the one prasthashram from 50 to 75. Your mind should transcend beyond birth and death, this physicality. If you've done good studies in your brahmacharya ashram, you know all the theory, right? Then you practice that on practically in other ashrams. Just because we don't study, that's not in a curriculum. We struggle at, that's why you call midlife crisis. This is a created term. There's no midlife crisis actually. Every moment can be beautiful. That is freedom. When you accept that this is bound to happen, and then having that clarity, what my duty is exactly in this ashram, what should I do?